Welcome to Downpour.com's interview series. I'm Malcolm Hillgartner, and today it's my pleasure to be speaking with Suzanne Brockmann. Blackstone Audio is publishing the audio format of Suzanne's latest novel, Do or Die, narrated by Patrick Lawler and Melanie Eubank, which will be available simultaneously with the hardcover book on February 4th, 2014. So welcome, Suzanne. Thanks for talking with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, Do or Die is book one in the Reluctant Heroes series, which is a spin-off of your very popular Troubleshooters series. And the new novel is already gaining a lot of attention. Tell us a little bit about what to expect in Do or Die.
Well, first of all, I've got a former Navy SEAL for my hero. His name is Ian Dunn. He's a handful and a half, and when the book starts, he's serving an 18-month sentence in prison for playing demolition derby in a roadhouse parking lot. And the heroine is a young lawyer named Phoebe, and she's sent to represent Ian when the government comes calling with a deal. Now, the FBI wants him to head up a politically tricky mission to rescue a pair of kidnapped kids in exchange for a get-out-of-jail-free card. And to Phoebe's surprise, Ian says no. He tells her and the government's lawyer to find someone else to save the day. They spring him anyway, and, well, hijinks ensue.
Your novels often tend to blend the romance with this sort of high-octane military action with characters like Ian Dunn, the Navy SEAL. So what type of research do you do to get into that character's background and sort of define the milieu that you're putting this romantic suspense in?
I've done a lot of research on Navy SEALs. I've been writing SEAL heroes since the mid-1990s. And I found that while things like body armor and weaponry and tactical methods, those are things that are kind of constantly changing and being updated. But the personality type of a guy who wants to be a SEAL, that I believe has remained pretty constant. And as a romance writer, that's really the most important thing to me. Whenever I get a chance to talk to real SEALs, I can see from their body language that they're expecting me to ask about operations or weaponry, the typical questions that they get. But the question that I ask them is, how did you feel? How did you feel when you went through BUDS training? BUDS stands for Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL Training. How did you feel out on your first real-world op? And most of the guys I talk to get this kind of deer in the headlight look in their eyes, because that's not the questions that they're used to. Feelings? What? And I got to be fair, SEALs tend to be pretty smart. I once had a really long, fascinating conversation with a SEAL about his tendency to be, well, how did he put it? A little ADD, distracted, just on any average given day. But he told me that if you toss him into a life and death situation, his focus suddenly becomes really sharp. The thing that got me was that he was so self-aware of it. I was so impressed. He described how colors became more intense as he goes into this place of extreme calm, where he becomes super decisive. That was a really cool conversation, and I had it years ago, and I still drew on it when I wrote Do or Die. In fact, there's a scene in the book that's from Ian, the hero.
Listen to the full interview at Downpour.com.